Hey, and welcome to this video on how to create a professional PowerPoint presentation. So in this video, we're going to be looking at how we can use different tools to create a professional looking nice PowerPoint presentation for your business or for any purpose that you'd like to create a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and download a template that I can download and open up in PowerPoint. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to go ahead and download a template. So I'm on a website called bestpowerpointtemplates.com, and here we have a simple template that we're going to download. So if you wanted to, you could go to this website, check it out. They have some different templates that you can download and sort of edit them and make them your own. You can download the templates for free. So I'm going to download this template here. Now once that template is downloaded onto my machine, I can go ahead and find it and extract the file by right-clicking on it and clicking on Extract here. And now I can go ahead and open up this template that I've just downloaded to go ahead and edit it and make it my own. Okay, so here I have PowerPoint opened up, and this is a simple template that I just downloaded off the internet. And so now what I can do is I can use this to make my own PowerPoint presentation. And so what I can do here is obviously I've got text that I can edit. So any of the text that you see here, I can click and then select the text. Now I can type in what I want. Okay, so you can see here that I've just gone ahead and modified the text by simply clicking in these fields here, and I can highlight the text, and you can see that I have all my tools at the top of the PowerPoint. So the text that I have here in both areas, I can change the font style if I'd like to do that. So I can choose whichever font style I think looks best. I can also change the color of the text if I want to change the color. So I can go here and I can make it a different color if I'd prefer. So now this PowerPoint here is actually using a template that I downloaded off the internet. However, if you want to just start from scratch, you can do that as well. If we look at the top of the software in PowerPoint, you can see that I have a design tab. And in the design tab, I can actually go through here, and these are some different templates that I can choose from. And so actually, if I scroll over these different templates that are at the top of the screen, it's going to show me what my PowerPoint would look like if I was to switch to that template. So you can see that it changes as I go through these different templates. I'm going to go ahead and stick with this one because it looks pretty good. But again, you can use the templates that are built into PowerPoint, or you can download templates for free offline. Okay, so here's my next slide here. So I got another slide with just some random text in here. Again, this is just a template, but I can go ahead and edit the text in the top here. Okay, so I went ahead and added some text here. Now another thing you can do is you can highlight this text and you can make bullets if you want. So this is bulleted text already if I was to type in something. You can see that I can type in text and it's going to make bullets each time I add additional text, but I can also select this, and if I don't want this to be bulleted, I can go ahead and right click, go down to bullets, and I can select on none to get rid of the bullets if I'd like to do that. I can also change the bullets in here to different styles, make them squares, arrows, check marks, whatever I like to do. And you can also add images into your PowerPoint as well. So to make it look professional, you want to make sure that when you're designing it, you don't want to add too much. You don't want to add a bunch of images, and you really want to keep it clean and concise. So I would stick to very simple, short, bulleted text on most of your pages. Have very short titles and things like that to keep it simple and professional. But we can also add images by simply going up to the Insert button up here, and we can simply go up to Pictures. Now I can actually browse through my pictures folders on my computer and find the picture that I want to add into my PowerPoint presentation here. So if I wanted to add in this picture here, just click on it, and now I can go ahead and resize my picture. So you can see that I've added a picture into my PowerPoint presentation. So I can also add in different charts into my PowerPoint presentation if I want, or add in different, different kinds of media. So if I go up to Insert, there's a number of different things I can add. As I mentioned before, I can do pictures. I can also insert tables, or I can even add in different charts as well. So if I click on Charts up here, I've got different columns I can add. You can see if I scroll over it what it's going to look like. I've got different line charts and bar graphs and things like that. So I can sort of choose what it is I'd like to add. Then click on OK. Now you can see I have a custom pie chart that I've just added into my presentation. So I can actually edit this, and I can move this around if I like. So I'm going to go ahead and move my pie chart somewhere around here. You'll notice that when I add in that chart, it also gives me an Excel spreadsheet here where I can modify the different parts of my chart. So if I want to change this to 9, you can see that it adjusts the graph accordingly. So every time I modify a value, it adjusts the chart according to the data that's in this field. So once I've edited all the data in my Excel chart here, I can click on the X. I can resize my graph however I'd like. And there we go. That's a simple little pie chart that I just created here. And this is really useful if you're making something for a business. It's nice to have charts to kind of show projections of data. It makes it more visually and aesthetically pleasing to whoever you're trying to present your information to. Or for just a casual presentation, you know, it's nice to be able to have charts and different graphs as well. Some other things that we can insert into our PowerPoint presentations are shapes. So if I want, I can go up to shapes and I can add in things like arrows. So let's say you wanted to point to something on your PowerPoint slide. I can have an arrow pointing to something important, like if I wanted to point to my graph. I can have a simple little arrow pointing to my graph here. So you can be creative and find what ways you think you might want to use that. But you can create arrows. I mean, there's all kinds of different shapes that you can add into your PowerPoint presentations. There are also different kinds of action buttons you can add, as well as callouts as well. Okay, so moving on here, I just went ahead and edited the text here. And so I've got some text in here. I can also click on the little box here. And if there's a specific pane of text that I want to get rid of, or text box, I can just click here and click on delete. And then click in here somewhere, click on the box. I can delete all the text in there if I don't need it. And so I'm going to go ahead and insert some word art. So there's a number of different kinds of word art that I can select from. Different sizes, colors, shapes. You can modify it however you like. So I'm going to select this word art here. Go ahead and type in what I'd like to have in here. Okay, so here I went ahead and created a very simple piece of word art that I can put into my PowerPoint presentation. Of course, I can right-click on that word art if I'd like, and I can edit the word art however I'd like. If I want to change the color, if I want to change, you know, how much shadow there is in the background, I can modify that. Then if I wanted to insert a table, I can also insert tables here. So I can just kind of go in here and select how many cells I want. So if I want it to be, you know, maybe 4 rows and 2 columns, or maybe 3 columns, then I can select that there, and then I've got my simple table here. Of course, again, I can resize the table however I like, and I'm able to put in data into all these different fields. So now let's look at some transitions and animations that we can actually add into our PowerPoint presentation. So in the Transitions tab here, you can see that I can select to have transitions cut. I can have them fade, push, wipe, things like that. So let's take a look and see how that would work. I'm going to go ahead and head back to the original slide at the very front. So here's my first PowerPoint slide. And what I can do is I can go ahead and select the fade transition. Now if I click on that, you can see what the transition is going to look like. It's going to fade in. If I do push, you can see that it's going to push the slide up. We've got wipe effects, splits. So there's a number of different transitions that we can select from. So if I do the fade command, what I can do is I can go ahead and actually view my PowerPoint presentation now and see what that would look like. And to be able to view your PowerPoint presentation full screen to sort of see what it's going to look like when you present it, all I have to do is go to the bottom corner of my PowerPoint presentation. There's a little button in the bottom right that says slideshow. If I click that, my PowerPoint slide now becomes full screen. And I can go ahead and use my arrow keys left and right to go forward and back in my presentation. So that I'll go ahead and zoom through those. Now again, I can go ahead and select on each slide what kind of transition I'd like. So I can go ahead and select on this slide, I want it to be a fade, fade, fade. So I'm going to go ahead and add a fade transition onto each of these slides. And so when I go back to my original slide and click on slideshow, you can see that now when I move back and forth to each slide, it's going to go ahead and fade. So that's the fade animation. Some other things that we can do into our slides is add some animation as well. So animation is primarily going to apply to bulleted text and different items inside of your PowerPoint slide. So for instance, here I have a slide with some bulleted text and I have 3 different bullets. What I can do is I can go ahead and select the kind of transition that I like, and this is going to actually fade in. And so if I go ahead and go full screen here, if I click on the right arrow button, you can see that my entire pane of text here is going to fade in. So it's just going to fade in with the text. That way, if I go back, I can have my PowerPoint slide without the text and then with the text. Now also I have different options here as well. In this pane that I have selected to fade all this in, I can go to the effect options and I can do it by paragraph if I'd like to do that. So you can see that now it's going to fade in by each paragraph. So if I full screen this item here and I go next, you can see that now every time I click the right arrow, it's going to come in one bullet at a time, as opposed to the entire list of bullets. So if you're presenting some material and you want to go bullet by bullet, then you can make emphasis on that by doing one bullet at a time. So it's pretty helpful to be able to have that option on your PowerPoint. If there's a PowerPoint slide that you really like and you want to duplicate that PowerPoint slide, I can pick one of my slides here on the left-hand side. I can right-click on it, and I can duplicate that slide. So if you're making a PowerPoint presentation where many of the PowerPoints look very similar, you can duplicate the slides, and then as you're going from PowerPoint slide to slide, you can modify it. And so you can use this to create an entire group of different slides that are just slightly different from each other. This way you can stick to a familiar format. Right-clicking on the slides, you also have some other options, like you can create new slides to add a new slide into your list. You can delete the slides, you can change the layout, different kinds of layouts as well, reset the slide, or format the background. Alright, so that's really all there is to it. These are just some of the very basic features of PowerPoint and some different things that you can use to make your PowerPoint look professional. So I hope you found this video useful. Thanks so much for watching this video tutorial, and have a great day.